Alright guys, we're back. I'm your boy D'Anthony. I'm my boy Don here.
Yes, sir.
And we're Break Room Blitz.
What up?
Blitz. Burr, 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 burr. Right. So, we went to go see Green Hornet.
No.
Green Eggs and Ham.
No.
The Green Book.
GreenBook, thank you very much.
GreenBook.
My God, third time's a charm.
It's a weird name.
It's a weird name.
You know, I didn't know that they were gonna... I was like, why is this shit called Green Book?
Exactly.
So, we want to talk about it. There's some spoilers that might happen.
Spoilers.
Definitely gonna happen.
All up in here.
Might be some things that's hard to hear.
Like, oh, my
some,
ears.
some truth
Earmuffs.
or just some statements.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Bring it out.
if you are easily offended, then you probably shouldn't watch. But if you're able to just let's have a
tight. You want to have an intellectual conversation with us?
a discourse. Well, I guess we're not really gonna discourse. You're gonna just listen.
Yeah.
And it is gonna be what it is.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Oh, damn, I didn't put it on. I thought I put it on airplane mode. So, let's get into it. Green Book. So, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
I gave it a 5 out of 5.
Right. It was a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is, I know it's in the running for the Oscars. It's Oscar season now.
Right.
I don't really know what would really beat it, except for maybe Black Panther.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always going to be like those independent films or like foo-foo, like, I'm going to say like that 18th century kind of like Princess Diana kind of movies, you know, that I've seen happening a lot. I think we saw like 2 trailers of kind of the same movie. That's the only thing that I can see because it pops up every single Oscar season.
I don't know, but this one is definitely up there.
Yeah.
Definitely contending for sure. Who do we got in that?
So we have Vigo Mortensen. You know him by Lord of the Rings. This is Aragorn. And then we have Mahershala Ali. You know him from Moonlight and a whole bunch of other movies too.
Right, Moonlight. He was the dude in Luke Cage, Cottonmouth.
Right.
He was in a whole bunch of stuff.
Slot.
The what's the series with the girl on fire? With Katniss. What's the Hunger Games?
Hunger Games.
He was in that. He was in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Hidden Figures too.
Hidden Figures. Okay.
You guys know who he is.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it.
Right.
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just because of some of the things that kind of, I don't know. I feel like there's an agenda going on.
Yeah.
You know, with like it can't a movie with black people or a black person
Right.
can't win an Oscar
Right.
unless he's homosexual. And I'm like, golly.
Yeah.
Did I say the spoilers in this?
Yeah.
I did say spoilers.
We said spoilers.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
That just seems to be a thing. And as I'm watching, I'm like, man, this is a damn good movie. He's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
He's a pianist.
Wow.
Man, he live on top of a fucking.
He's just gonna be like broken by the world, and he's just hustling and doing his thing, and nothing can stop him. But
nope, he gotta also be homosexual. He can't just be great,
right,
by himself.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And there's a scene in the movie where he says, "If I'm not white enough, and I'm not black enough, and I'm not man enough," I'm like, oh god,
yeah,
man,
Yeah.
he just killed it.
right.
But it was a good scene. It's just more like, but that's your choice, bruh. That don't really got nothing to do with everyone else's thought. You decided that one, so I don't know what to tell you on that. But it was a good scene, though.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the movie. If I cut that out, I only gave it a 4.5 because it might be more like a 4.8.
All right.
I don't have to take a whole half a point for it because it wasn't like it was apparent. You know, we just watched the Lightning McQueen one. Well, not Lightning McQueen. The McQueen, what's it called?
McQueen?
Queen. The movie.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. God, jeez.
You're supposed to be the one remembering.
It's a weird name.
And there was way more kissing. Well, I guess 100% more kissing because there was no kissing in this movie.
There was none. I mean, but there was like a scene.
Right, so I don't want to give it a whole half a point.
Right.
Because it wasn't even as bad as that.
Right.
So I'll give it 4.8. I'm gonna recant 4.8.
Right.
because of that. Because I feel like we can't get a movie with a black person that's going for an Oscar unless he's homosexual. But other than that, I really did enjoy it. Was that a surprise to you when that came up?
It was a surprise to me because, first of all, I mean, when he's telling his story to Vigo Mortensen's character and they're driving, he tells him that he had a wife, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And they had a son.
Right.
So that...
Did they have a son?
Yeah. He says that in the movie. Yeah.
Oh, so, he had a brother.
Well, yeah. But
they also had a son, too?
I think they said that he had a son.
Damn. All right.
And so he had a family, you know? And me, I'm just thinking, like, it didn't work out because, I mean, he preferred his career or whatever, him, like, doing studies and being a doctor and everything else.
Right.
As opposed to his family time. But that's why I wasn't expecting him to come out the way that he did. And the way that they played out the scene as well. Like, it was just very, like, all right, I like, we don't want the audience to guess what they think is going on. He's absolutely gay. And he got caught naked in the shower with another dude.
Right. And
I mean, I guess back in the 1960s, you know, not only do the black people have different bathrooms and everything, but I mean, he was with a white dude.
Right.
And so he wasn't even with another black dude. So I mean, I think that adds another layer onto like what we were saying too, you know, as far as like
that is another layer when you got the white man as a savior.
Right.
And we just saw it in The Widows today.
We did, yeah.
And he just got it. I have this saying, you know, when I see stuff like that, as long as they got them one, that's what I always say. When I see a black person, you know, and then, hey, if that's your preference, that's your preference. But in the movies, it's like pushed upon, over and over. Commercial. I saw a commercial.
Yeah.
Where, you know, the black lady was with the white man. It's always like that. It's rare that I see a black man with a black woman with a black man. So we're just pointing these things out. If that's your preference, it's your preference. But he didn't really seem like something, I'm like, that's who you want to pick? I don't know. It just seemed like not really his type. But he's like, well, as long as I got me one, that's all I care about.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that whole scene was just like, it was blatantly out there. And the fact that, you know, Vigo Mortensen's character had to rescue him from that. And not only that, but I mean, they got arrested in the act of. And so the cops, you know, in that time, they were not having it either because it's against the law. I mean, just in general, for him to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But doing what he was doing, I mean, it was just like out of order.
And that really wasn't that bad. You know, he responded to that scene. He's like, why'd you have to pay him? You see how they treated me? Right. He responded to that way more with a sense of urgency than he did when those white guys whooping his ass in the bar.
Right. And the only thing I have to say about that is, you know, he was drunk at the bar, you know?
But you still got some sort of dignity, though.
Right. The cops ended up handcuffing him while he was still naked in the shower. But the other dude that he was caught in the act of was not handcuffed. So, I mean...
he sure wasn't.
He wasn't. He absolutely was not. So, I mean, it goes to show you how they treated the black folk at the time. You know, you got a black gay guy, gay white dude, and they're just still treated completely different.
Right.
So I mean, not to knock it down, because I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, if that's the story that it is, okay, it is what it is, and this is part of the story. I mean, I feel kind of like in a struggle with like knocking it down, like half a point, you know, because the overall movie was really good.
2 points.
Yeah.
Or 0.2 points.
0.2 points. All right.
Well, I mean, that's just something that we saw. We're just saying what we saw and things that are a recurring theme.
It is a recurring theme.
When I see recurring themes like that, and I know it's an agenda that's being pushed, I got to give you something. You got to get cut off a little bit. So, lesson, we don't want to harp on that. Now, we get the introduction to Vigo.
Vigo, yeah.
What did you think about that? I thought it was pretty dope. You know, he's
it was great.
Whooping ass.
Yeah.
Like he's a mob boss or something.
Exactly. Yeah. I loved his character for that reason because it showed like he was really hustling. You know, he's a bouncer at a club, and he's still making these different plays and trying to get in with the right people, while still having to provide for his family. And they show he's a hard worker. I mean, he works like long nights at the end of the club, goes home, still sleeps, kisses his kids goodnight, and he's with his wife, and then he wakes up and he's back out at it hustling. So I just respected his hustle so much because of that. He's pawning off his watch. He's trying to make money for the rent. He's doing hot dog eating contests, which I thought was fun. But I just respected this guy had a mad hustle, and it was a streetwise kind of guy.
He was racist, though.
Oh,
let's not give him too much credit now.
He definitely was racist, but I mean, that's early on. I gotta say that, like, did that like change him completely as a person? With him spending, 2-3 months driving
No, because he socked the shit out of a police officer for the police officer calling him the N-word.
Yeah.
So no, it did not.
Right. So and he also smacked the shit out of this other stagehand guy that called him grease something,
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah,
What'd
grease
you call
ball or something like that.
What'd you say?
He's like, give me a piano.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other dude just.
He's
okay.
Wasn't ready for that.
Wow. Don't try to. Ain't no future in your front.
Yeah, man.
Because when the shit hits the fan,
right,
you gonna look like a punk.
Yeah, you got Pong.
To not say he
definitely got Pong.
Definitely.
But
that's probably one of my favorite parts, actually.
He's definitely a flawed character. He shows that he's not he doesn't have a wide range vocabulary. He's writing letters to his wife, but I mean, I
what do you think about those letters? I thought they were pretty cool. Because I haven't wrote a letter to a woman since I was probably... No, that's a lie. I did do it as an adult. But only one time as an adult. Other than that, I was probably like a kid.
Right.
So to see him care about his family that much... Yeah. I thought that was pretty dope. Mm-hmm. Even though he wanted to throw the cups away that the black men were drinking out of in his house.
The plumbers. Yeah.
But I did appreciate... it's not all about... race for me. Yes, I see these agendas, but I can also see the character.
Yeah, character development.
Past the color of someone's skin. And when you love your family and your wife and your kids that much, I can appreciate that because that's not something that's actually being enforced in the real world. So when I see that on TV, that's a nice agenda to push. Mm-hmm. Love your family. Push that. I got that. I love that. So I did appreciate that.
Yeah.
So what you think about? Did you say what you thought about the letters?
I mean, the letters were great. I mean, he was doing the best that he can, and it was kind of funny. It was a very comedic part, like, these fields out here are really something that we're driving by, and I mean, it's just very like silly.
I dried my socks today on the sink.
I washed my shirt and I hanged it to dry.
Right.
So I mean, he's very like literal with all the things that he's doing, but at least he's trying. He's making an effort to write to his wife, keep in touch with her. And the fact that Mahershala Ali's character is giving him advice, it's like, what are you writing? Let me help you out here.
This is pathetic.
Yeah, and so he gives him advice, the time going by is hurting and breaking my spirits, and loving you was the best thing that happened to me. It was the easiest thing. And, her reaction to reading the letters was just great, too, because you can see the transition that it's making, on P.S. Kids,
Right.
And then even the other ladies, in the family that are also reading the letters, and they're getting kind of jealous, like, oh my God, that's romantic. My husband better write me a letter, even though he's not going nowhere. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, she was like, darling, I want a letter.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll write your letter when you learn how to cook.
Like, burn!
Hey. Yeah. On the real, though. So, one thing that I liked in the movie was kind of like this, I don't want to say duality, but like a different perspective of what their scenario was in the car. So, there was a scene where their the engine blew.
Right.
Well, a gasket blew.
Yeah.
I'm
like
just say that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's more to that, but the engine overheated.
Overheated, yeah.
And they pull those over to the side, and you see these black people that are doing sharecropping. And at the time, you know, that's a legitimate job, if you want to call it a job, in the South. And they see, so as they get pulled over, they see this white man catering to this black man.
Right.
How they, the ones that are sharecropping, how they would cater to their boss. Right. And they're like, what in the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where this couple pulls aside on the side of the two main characters, and the girlfriend sees there's a black guy being driven by a white guy.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
The white guy turns around and he's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And Vigo just flicks him off.
Yeah, he's just like, I already know what you're looking at. I can see you in my peripherals.
Right.
Fuck you. Oh, sorry.
So that is a rare occurrence for anyone, black or white, to see. Now, how they react are two totally different things. Yeah. But it was interesting to see that aspect, that even black people are like, what in the hell is going on?
And, Vigo brings it up, and he's just kind of like, they're playing music on the radio. He's like, what do you mean you haven't heard this guy? This is Little Richard. He plays the piano
playing my
too.
Jams.
It's like Little Richard, and, he's just started going through all these different, people at the time,
Etta James, he played Etta James, he was playing everybody. I'm like, this is the shit right here.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, as soon as I got in my car and I started driving home, I put on some Chuck Berry, because I love Chuck Berry, and I was blasting that on my drive home.
Right.
So, I mean, they're turning on the radio, and man, the radio at the time had hits. So that was kind of cool, but he was telling him, he's like, what do you mean you haven't heard these? These are your people, It's like, but he was more in tune to the classical side of things, which was mostly like Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, which is like a whole bunch of white people.
No.
Or?
Mozart, Beethoven are black men. There's a book called Beethoven's Hair, if you don't believe me. Beethoven's Hair. And it's a book how they wanted to touch it because it was so, I don't want to say, I guess woolly.
Woolly.
Say that.
Yeah.
Those are black men. So, classical music is our shit. So when black people don't want to hear it because they think it's white music, like, you don't know your history. You don't know what you're talking about. Exactly. It came from you.
Yeah.
The piano was created in Africa. So, a form of the piano. Not like the grand pianos we see here, but the form of the piano.
Okay.
The harp, all that, created, and the piano is nothing but a sideways harp. So, I felt where he was coming from. Yeah. Like, I don't do that. But those are your people. So it's not that he was trying to, he probably didn't know that Mozart and Beethoven were white, were black. But he felt as if he couldn't connect with his people because he wanted to do something that was like above them. Right. So that kind of like hindered him from having friends, family. I'm pretty sure they didn't say why him and his brother didn't get along anymore. It's probably because he was homosexual, but it could have been just because he just didn't really relate to his brother anymore. Right. Yeah. He was like, I'm not listening to that worldly music, even though he was a pop artist himself. He had a record label. He wasn't like, this person that just, wanted to do independent stuff. Right. He had a record label that paid him. Yeah, so he was kind of, right. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was cool. Let's get to the piano playing. Yeah. To me, when Vigo says, no one can do what you do. Right. I'm like, honestly, yeah, it sounds really dope. And they got the bass in the back. Yeah. It was the trio that they had was really dope.
The trio that they had was really good, but you can tell, he was carrying the team. It was all about him, and them, adding to it. It was just a really good synergy going on. But the piano was there. It was just amazing.
Yeah, and he had his energy.
Got down. Yeah.
His energy when he was playing, his focus.
It was dramatic. I got goosebumps because it was like...
Yeah, it was pretty dope. When he first started playing, I was like, is he for real?
He was building up.
But then he built up, and I was like, oh, shit. Right. It was pretty dope, I would have to say. I wouldn't mind listening to some of his music. I like classical music, though, so... Yeah. I wouldn't mind listening to his version. It's more, for the time anyway, pop-ish. because he says he wanted to play Beethoven and play Mozart,
Right.
but his record label said he shouldn't do it. So he plays his own thing with his own little band.
Yeah.
But what he does, I feel like, is up there to
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah.
It's very impactful. You can feel every keystroke. You can feel the strumming of the. It's not called a bass, but
Cello.
All right. You can feel all that. So I feel like it was great. I would definitely listen to an album.
Absolutely.
Not the one with the demons all over it though.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
That's a whole other thing.
Why you got demons on the album cover?
Yeah.
But if you know anything about the music industry, I'm not surprised that that's what they put on there.
Right.
Especially for the black man.
And they did talk about that with the demons coming out of hell. And it's like, well, why are the kids like in there? Oh no, those are demons.
But you know why? He thought that they were kids because the demons were black. The demons were black on the album cover. So was it Vigo that said that?
Yeah.
So Vigo just thought those were just children.
Right.
Because you're taught that demons are black and negative things, and since he's black, that's what was on there.
Yeah.
Just kind of like there's a country where Santa Claus has a black slave helper.
Wow.
It's not in. I forget the country that's in, but that's a whole big thing over there. But
yeah,
originally in the story, it's a demon.
Yeah, they showed a picture of the cover album, like the legit. I mean, because this was all based on I'm not gonna say a true story, but true events.
They said it's a true story, but we don't know what were movie moments. But I'm sure that that album cover,
yeah, that's legit,
was probably real.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's why he thought that they were kids. I don't know if anyone got that or not.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wouldn't listen to. I don't know if I would listen to that one, but I liked it. I would listen to his music. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
That CGI, if there was CGI.
It was on point. It was flawless.
I can't tell.
Absolutely not.
It was kind of like Forrest Gump CGI.
Yeah.
Where you don't. I'm like, is he really no legs or?
Oh, I thought the ping pong. I was thinking the ping pong.
Oh no! Well, no. The legs, the
Lieutenant
Dan.
Yeah.
His legs, I'm like, that is some good ass.
Yeah.
Like, is he really crippled? What is it?
I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of how this was, because he's playing the piano, and they show you like his whole upper torso playing the piano.
Yes.
A few times. There are some times where they do cover his hands.
Yeah, or like
with like someone's head.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they did show his hands playing. I don't know if he can really play or not, but if he can't, those graphics are outstanding.
Yeah.
Say that.
Yeah.
But
it was pretty solid.
It was kind of cool to see it. If they were fake, and if he did learn how to play,
hey, kudos.
He might know how to play.
I think that even if he learned like a couple of keys to do, and then like whatever else they could have just like, okay, cut the audio here. You still do the act like you're playing
the soundtrack in the back.
Yeah, and then just like we'll play the audio over it.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
because it was too good. It was good, and it looked legit.
But it looked like he was hitting the notes.
Keys. Yeah, and you can see the keys. So
right.
I mean, yeah, I bought it.
I appreciated it. It got me because even in the movie they said that he doesn't play the piano like a Negro, and we're still taught today that we can't do stuff like that, and that's why it's important for us to know that Beethoven, or Tobin Bey, is a black man. It's important for us to know our history because those are things that we can't do. So it was inspiring to see him play the way he played.
It was great.
Now, so then we get to like the racist parts. He goes to these parties.
Right.
And he's the guest of honor, but he can't use the bathroom or he can't dine. Like, how the hell am I the guest of honor and no one is honoring me?
It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. You would think that they would give him some courtesy, some, hospitality,
right.
I mean,
like, you see that commode over there?
Yeah.
That's you outside.
They send him to an outhouse. Like, that's all you. Like, either that or,
go to your hotel.
Or go to your hotel.
And he did that.
And he's like, but, if I go to my hotel, it's going to take me an hour, 30 minutes going and then coming back. It's like, well, we could wait. It's like, well then fine, you're gonna wait then. And he sure enough did. I mean, more power to him, because I mean, golly. And then when they put him up in the other hotel, you know, they put him in a broom closet. It's like, here you go, you can change here. This is your room, you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they walked him through the back end of the hotel into the kitchen, and then this is your green room, you know.
Maybe 4x5 room that he had.
Oh, yeah, super small.
At the most. It was
closet.
probably 4x4.
Yeah.
And that was that was definitely demeaning, but he felt demeaning. But he was okay with that. As long as he could eat.
Yeah, because they wanted to send him back down there. Like, you could go eat back down there in your room.
Right.
Like,
I'm not eating no damn closet.
No, absolutely not.
And that was cool, because that was his last show.
That was his last show.
And that's what I like about it. Because I said they interact with each other, and they teach each other, and they help each other with the character development. Yeah. Because he went from wanting to go down there to prove a point, to go down to the Bible Belt, to prove a point to that not all black people are the same. But then at the very end, he actually, you know, got some balls and some dignity.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what? If I can't freaking eat, I can't freaking play.
Yeah.
You know, and I liked how he grew up.
Yeah, I applaud that. And, you know, even his buddy, like, was still looking out for him, Vigo. And when he, like, just, like, grabbed that, like, dude, the I'm going to say hotel manager, and, like, put him in the wall, you know?
Right. And he want to say, oh, you know the Celtics. The Celtics, they had a Negro. You know where he ate? No. I don't either, but it wasn't in this kitchen. Yeah. And I was like, dang.
Yeah, their club is cutthroat.
I know who they're talking about. I can't think of his name. I wish I would have thought about it before I got on the film. But, well, anyway, there was a black guy in the 60s that, before the NBA became NBA, damn it, I can't think of his name, but he was on that championship team. He was the reason why they, you know, before Larry Bird, he was the reason why they actually won. They won, Celtics won 11. I think he won 11 championships. Woo. And that's what he talked about. That Negro, he would eat in this kitchen or this dining area. I don't know where he ate.
Yeah.
You know, so they're trying to like say, well, if he could do it, then so can your guy that's playing the piano.
Right.
And I'm glad that they walked out of there, because that was a very demeaning thing. And he tried to get Vigo. He's like, let me talk to you. Right. Let me give you $100.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you think you could buy me?
Yeah. Like,
oh, you wouldn't be on this trip with this Negro if I couldn't buy you.
Oh, hell no. Yeah. yeah. Just that. Like, man, you just don't know when to stop.
Right.
Like, I'm going to show you, though.
Now I'm about to put you through the wall.
Yeah. That was so good, though. I like that, like, you know, Vigo was so like that. You know, it's like even to, like...
loyalty, man.
Yeah, even to Mahershala Ali's character, when he was hiring him, he's like, you know, you need somebody to polish your shoes, carry your bags, and all that. I'm not here for that, okay? I'm going to tell you, you want to pay me $100 a month to do all that? First of all, my fee is $125, and that's going to be $125 a week, and I'm just going to drive you, and I'm going to keep you out of trouble, okay? So that's where I'm at.
Honestly, I'm not shining no other man's shoes either. You get your ass down there and shine your own goddamn shoes.
Yeah.
Black or white.
Right.
So I was with him on that one. I'm like, shine shoes, iron my clothes.
I was like, that's a lot.
Not going to happen.
Exactly.
Not iron no man's clothes. This how you like an iron, boss? Nah.
No, absolutely not. So I love that he took a stand for so much things, you know. He was still in his own spirit, you know. It's like, I'm gonna eat what I want. I got like my sandwiches. I got my fried chicken, you know.
He ate the.
But I'm willing to cheer.
He ate the pizza. He folded the pizza in half and just ate it like that, like a taco.
Yeah.
Like you can't pick up one slice at a time.
Nah.
You that hungry?
And
like
get this. Well, I'm into fitting this whole pizza in my mouth.
Get in my belly.
Yeah.
So that was just fat.
That was great. I loved it because they added to his character, you know.
Oh, there were so many character traits that explained the mentality of each character.
Oh yeah.
That it was just fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, like, he had some pretty thick morals, you know, like when he tells him about I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, it's like we already had a deal, and I'm gonna see it through. You know, it's like you don't need to give me any more money. I'm gonna go downstairs and let these other mob dudes know that I'm not gonna do their job. That's it. You know, and he didn't get more into it. You know, and you know he when he says that he has commitments, that he sticks to them, which I really like. And then as far as stealing too, because there was that moment where he found a little pebble on the floor, that little jade stone. He's like, man, these rocks are like expensive here, you know, $2 for a little rock. Look, I found one on the floor. It's with a whole bunch of other rocks. Boom, winning. And he's not stealing. How is he going to steal something that doesn't have a for sale sign on it?
Because it doesn't belong to you.
It's another rock.
That's stealing. If it doesn't belong to you. Even rocks. You got to pay for rocks to be put on your property?
Yeah.
They ain't just falling. I mean, oh, there's some rocks, so they didn't put it on my property. No. You pay people to put rocks on your property.
Right.
You stole the rock, damn it. But that's how we grow up.
But I like his
when you're poor,
logic. Yeah.
That's how you grow up.
It's poor logic.
I found me $20. No, you didn't.
Yes.
You stole $20.
Winning.
Off the floor. If it's not yours, you stole it.
Right. But it's funny to see that street logic, you know, and he does learn from Mahershala Ali's character so much, you know.
Right.
Just like the different values. You know?
I liked how he didn't change his name either. They tried to get him to be to change his name to be shorter.
Oh, like yeah, it was like Villa Nueva or something like that.
I don't know his name. I couldn't pronounce it either.
Yeah, but he's like, well, then I'm not going in. You know?
And see, you can learn as black people. We can learn things from other cultures because we want to change our names because they're so hard to pronounce. No, if they can pronounce Miniscalco and I don't know, McCloven and all this stuff, then they can pronounce a black name, okay? So stop being ashamed of your name. This man was like, well, it's either whatever his name. I don't know what was his name again.
It was
something Lip. Yeah, look it up.
Yeah.
He would not change his name. So I don't give a damn. It takes them 20 tries.
Tony Lip was the Lip was because he was a good bullshitter. He was a BS. And I like the way that he explains how he got that.
His name was Tony.
Yeah.
So Tony did not change his name. It was either you gonna call me what I was born or the nickname that I accept. Anything else in between that, you can go kiss your ass.
Right.
Or kiss my ass. You know. So I like that. I appreciated it.
I mean, that's something that I kind of learned, like, you know, when I was in high school. I mean, I've always had problems with teachers just pronouncing my first name Adan. You know, it's just like, I have to tell them it's Adam with the N. Oh, okay. So it's Aiden. Okay. You heard me say Aiden. Okay. Even though I said Adan. It's like, and then some people get it, but I mean, yeah, it is kind of like Hispanic name. But, you know, when people say my name right, the first time, like, I got mad respect for them because at least they're trying, you know?
Right.
And then, I mean, throughout high school, I was just like, okay, maybe I should just go by Adam. So for a while, because teacher would call my name, and I would be like, that's not me, so you're saying it wrong, you know? And then they would see, like, hey, your son hasn't been showing up to this class for a while.
Dang.
And I'm like, well, I have been, but you've been saying it wrong this whole time, you know? And I was just like, I gotta make, like,
disrespect.
I gotta make some principles. I need to lay myself down, you know? And so I'm like, you know.
Even my last name, because my kids used to make fun of my last name, Goodlow. And I probably shouldn't have said that. But anyway, y'all know. But it took me to play sports to hear my name announced on the intercom. Goodlow with the ball. Goodlow with the touchdown. And I started liking it. I'm like, huh. So I'm not changing my damn name.
Yeah.
I'm not shortening it, not changing it. I don't give a damn. This is what's on the application.
Yeah. I mean, I just, it means a lot to me. It's who I am, you know, and like I'm gonna own who I am, you know. And so like when people make the effort for that, I feel for his character because I'm the exact same way. Well, then I'm not welcome. To me, you don't respect me enough to try harder enough to say my name. You know?
My mama always told me, don't be anywhere where you're not welcome.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be like, oh, can you just accept me? I'll change my name, whatever you want to call me. No.
Right.
This is who I am.
Right.
And y'all see it on the video now.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the internet. I don't care. I'm going to be me wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
So that's something that everyone should learn and stop trying to, I guess, conform.
Yeah, conformity. Yeah, it's terrible. And I mean, you know, it's just like, I've had people tell me like, you know what, I just love that you say your name. You know, that you say your name. It's like, you know, it's like, no, it's Adan. Did I say that right? No, you didn't. It's Adan, Adan. You know, and I help them out if they're willing to listen. You know.
Now people have called me Gary. I say, I don't know. I guess finale support is Derek. I don't say that anymore, but
right.
Hey Gary, because my issue is, I'm like, what the hell? And at first I was like, no, I said Derek, but really I just want to get off the phone, just help you and just move on.
Right.
But if I have to be like announced, introduced, you're gonna say my real name.
Right.
You're gonna say it right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I guess it depends on the circumstances.
Especially when it has my name on that check, so make sure you make it out right.
So we're gonna wrap it up. We're at 35 minutes here.
Highly recommend to go see this movie. It has tons of rewatch value.
Absolutely.
This is a movie that I see myself rewatching. I put it up there with like Hidden Figures. I know that got nominated one of the other Oscar times.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, and again, Olivia, what's her name? My goodness, that was in Hidden Figures. She was a producer for this movie as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, she was.
I didn't even know.
So I mean that it's just one of those timepieces again, just like Hidden Figures was. So for me, it's a story that has to be told. It's kind of like, I don't know, that camaraderie. It reminds me of me and this guy. You know, it's just like I learned a lot from him, and I hope that he's learned something from me. I don't know, something good at least.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's just like I like
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man. Like
even just listening to me, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I can't say all this crazy stuff to people.
And I need to hear this crazy shit to like challenge myself. So that's what I like, you know, because you learn from each other.
Yeah,
and that's what we
absolutely.
need. Different worlds, you know, we all need that.
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to rewatch it. I don't know if I'll buy a DVD, but I think it is worthy of buying DVD or of someone to buy the DVD. It's just, I just don't buy DVDs. That's the reason why I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I haven't bought media, so.
Right.
But with Netflix nowadays, it's going to pop on there. You know, give it a watch. Watch it with your kids. Watch it with the family.
Yeah, it's not going to be a waste of your time. It's definitely going to be a learning experience, impactful experience. Just something that you'll be able to take something away from the movie. Absolutely. Yes. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely recommend it as well. But all right, guys, we are Break Room Blitz again. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you guys thought. Did we make some good points? Did any of the issues or any of the, I guess, controversial things affect you, and how, and should they be in the running for the Oscars? I think they are.
Oscar season, baby.
So where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Pwnedpops. That's PWNEDPOPS.
So many letters, right?
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of P's.
Right. You can find me at just Break Room Blitz on all the main social medias, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I do a lot of funny posts, so check me out there. All right, guys, we're out.
Peace. I don't know how to do that.
It's fun.
It's cool. Yeah.